You could live well today, yet you postpone it for tomorrow. That single excuse is the downfall of most lives. Deep down, we know what matters. We recognize the path forward. We even picture the results. But we stall. We tell ourselves the future will handle it, forgetting that the future is only built from the decisions of today. Every delay piles up until regret becomes heavier than action ever was. Life is not measured by intentions but by what you choose to do now. We are tormented more by our imagination than by reality. To be everywhere is to belong nowhere. No one can take away your freedom to act rightly. The wisdom is timeless, the quality of life is tied to the quality of your daily choices. Here are 10 timeless Stoic lessons on making better choices, not next week, not later, but in this very moment. 1. Say yes to what counts. Every agreement you make silently denies countless other things. To excel in anything requires focus, not frantic busyness. Scattered attention leads to a scattered existence. To be everywhere is to be nowhere. Commitment without clarity is emptiness. True discipline begins by cutting away the unnecessary so that the essential can stand tall. When you learn to say no to distractions, you create space for the work and relationships that actually matter. For example, saying no to endless scrolling gives you time to pursue meaningful projects. Saying no to pleasing everyone gives you freedom to honor your real values. Each choice you make today defines who you become tomorrow. Focused living is not about doing more, it is about doing less but with intention. Ask yourself, what am I refusing so I can fully devote myself to what counts? 2. Discipline in action. The problem is rarely ignorance, it's execution. People know how to improve their health, their work, their relationships. Yet, few act. You could live well today, yet you wait for tomorrow. Delay robs us of both progress and peace. Discipline is not about perfection but persistence. It means showing up on the days you don't feel like it. It means taking small, consistent steps rather than waiting for motivation to magically appear. The Stoic path teaches that success is built brick by brick, habit by habit, moment by moment. Don't let hesitation disguise itself as preparation. Action, no matter how small, beats endless planning. The real enemy isn't lack of knowledge but lack of movement. What matters is not what you plan but the forward step you actually take. 3. Don't suffer before it happens. Most of our misery is self-created. We suffer more in thought than in fact. Anxiety invents disasters that have not yet arrived. By fearing tomorrow, we poison today. Real preparedness is strength, endless worrying is weakness. Fear solves nothing but does succeed in ruining your peace. The Stoic response is to prepare for adversity but refuse to live through it twice. When you imagine the worst constantly, you rehearse pain that may never come. A wiser approach is to remind yourself, if difficulty comes, I will face it then. Until that moment, I will live. Anticipating pain without action is self-inflicted torture. Instead of spiraling in fear, focus on what is in your control: your mindset, your choices, your response. Freedom begins where needless worry ends. 4. Stop throwing away time. The rarest currency isn't wealth, it's time. Yet, people squander it as though it is endless. Hours disappear into gossip, regret, comparison, or the approval of strangers. Memento mori, remember that your days are numbered. When you grasp the truth, wasting time feels like wasting life itself. The Stoics saw time as the one possession we truly own, yet paradoxically the one most often squandered. Ask yourself, would you give away your hard-earned money so carelessly? If not, why do you give away your hours? To live as if tomorrow is infinite is to reject reality. Time is slipping away, second by second. The clock does not stop. Each wasted moment is gone forever, while each deliberate choice adds to a life of meaning. 5. Rule over your emotions. It's often not life itself that harms us, but our untrained reactions. There is no trouble so bad that you can't make it worse. Anger, bitterness, or despair don't solve problems, they magnify them. True strength is not repression, but self-mastery. To control your emotions is to refuse to hand over your peace to outside events. The Stoics trained themselves like athletes of the mind. They practiced staying calm in storms, steady in insult, clear-headed in crisis. This doesn't mean suppressing feelings but learning to see them clearly and choose your response. Think of emotions like fire, uncontrolled, they burn you down; disciplined, they fuel your growth. The unshakable person is the one who refuses to be enslaved by impulses, no matter what life delivers. 6. Focus on what lies ahead. Arrogance halts growth. Many boast about how far they've come, how much they've learned, how wise they've become. Yet there is nothing more unphilosophical than pride in progress. The Stoic approach is humility, a recognition that self-improvement never ends. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, reminded himself daily how far he still had to go. That mindset kept him grounded and always learning. Complacency is dangerous because it creates stagnation. True wisdom means realizing that no matter your achievements, there is more to master, more to refine, more to improve. Progress is not a trophy but a practice. Instead of asking, "How far have I come?" ask, "What remains for me to conquer within myself?" The mountain of growth never ends. Your job is to keep climbing. 7. Defend others. Stoicism is not selfish withdrawal, it is rooted in justice. The fruit of life is character and service to the common good. True greatness isn't found in titles or wealth but in how you use your strength for others. The Stoics believed that privilege creates responsibility. If you have influence, use it to defend those without a voice. If you have resources, share them with those in need. Justice means speaking up against cruelty, even when silence is easier. It means standing firm in integrity, even when it costs you. Compassion is not weakness, it is courage. Real greatness is not measured by what you accumulate for yourself but by the burdens you help others carry. The choice to defend others is the choice to live with honor. 8. Control what you can. Much of our pain comes from fighting against reality. The Stoics taught that life's main task is simple: separate what you can influence from what you cannot. You cannot control weather, chance, or the behavior of others. You command only your thoughts, your values, your actions. Energy spent outside of this domain is wasted. When you argue with reality, you always lose. But when you accept it and focus only on your choices, you find freedom. This is not resignation but empowerment. Why? Because control over yourself is enough. By mastering your inner world, you create peace regardless of outer chaos. Imagine two people caught in the same storm. One curses the sky, the other adjusts the sail. Both face the same winds, but only one moves forward. That is the Stoic way. 9. Dare to look foolish. Growth requires awkwardness. If you want to improve, you must accept looking unskilled. Most people stay stuck because they are terrified of embarrassment. They'd rather appear competent than actually grow. But wisdom demands humility. Ask questions that reveal ignorance, because only then will you learn. Be willing to stumble as a beginner rather than pretend to be an expert. Improvement is messy, and progress often looks clumsy. The Stoics taught that caring too much about appearances traps you in mediocrity. To improve, you must value truth over pride. Courage is not just facing danger, it's facing embarrassment. The willingness to look foolish today is the bridge to excellence tomorrow. Fear of judgment is a prison, breaking free from it is liberation. 10. Seek discomfort. Comfort weakens, discomfort strengthens. Train the body harshly so it will obey the mind. The Stoics believed that deliberately facing small hardships prepares you for life's bigger storms. Taking cold showers, fasting, or training hard are not punishments but practices of resilience. When you train your body and mind to endure discomfort, you develop grit. Life will test you with unexpected trials: loss, failure, betrayal, illness. If you've never challenged yourself, those trials will crush you. But if you've practiced discomfort, adversity becomes survivable, even transformative. Voluntary hardship strengthens the soul. By choosing struggle when you don't have to, you grow stronger for when you must. A life of ease makes you fragile. A life of practiced challenge makes you unshakable. Final note: everything returns to one word: choice. Your peace, your strength, your success, none of it comes from fate, chance, or luck. It comes from how you choose to respond. Discipline instead of delay. Courage instead of fear. Justice instead of selfishness. Today instead of tomorrow. The Stoics didn't write to impress, they wrote to survive the chaos of life. You are not helpless. You are powerful where it matters most, in your will, in your choices. Stop waiting. Stop wasting. Choose with intention. Because one day, the option to choose will no longer be yours.